Welcome back, everyone. I finally got the opportunity to test out the Paria sleep system from my previous video. I was a little nervous testing new gear at sub-freezing temperatures, but I was really looking forward to putting this stuff to the test. So come along on the journey and stay tuned for what I think about this budget sleep system at the end. What's up, everybody? I can't seem to get out and hike after work unless it's after dark. So I'm out here hiking to my camp spot. Needed to test out the Paria recharge and the 15-degree quilt. It's a nice brisk evening. It's supposed to get real cold later. The expected lows are 27 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not good with conversion to Celsius, so I'll put it down at the bottom. But should be a decent little test. I'm not so much worried about the quilt as much as I am the pad being 2.5 inches thick, 3.5 R value. So this will be a good little overnight test before I do a 3-day, 2-night next weekend. So you guys will have to tune in for that video. So I'm gonna try and get to camp, start a fire, get my tent set up, and have some dinner. So I will see you when I get there. Peace. Shoo. I just had a deer, big old deer, scare the daylights out of me. Heard something just crashing around in the woods. Got my headlamp on, and I just see eyes looking back at me in the woods. Definitely freaked me out, but funny. Almost there. Got the Durston X-Dome 2 set up. I got a lot of space since I'm solo tonight. My priority is getting the Paria quilt out, let it loft up. So I'm gonna blow up the sleeping pad and throw the quilt out, basically get bed ready and let everything do its thing. Hang out by the fire, which looks pretty nice and warm going over here, but I will update you guys when I'm kind of done what everything looks like. All right, got the recharge all inflated. I got my pad strap set up, my fleece hood, pillow, and sleep coat, clothes, puffer in case I need it. But the system looks super comfy. I'm excited. Temperature is going down, but I've been doing a lot of stuff moving around and I don't feel cold yet, so I'll sit down and relax, and I'll probably start to feel the chill creep in, but yeah. Looking forward to seeing how this works out. Some water on here. Really, only my hands are the coldest part. All right, well, campfire's out, and I am relaxing. quilt is already warmed up. Feels really good. I just have my base layers on, so we'll see if this pad keeps me comfortable, keeps me warm. I got full faith in this quilt, but a little bit worried about the pad. We'll see if I feel cold at night. So, see y'all in the morning. My first successful PCT hang. Alright, I got camp all packed up. I didn't eat breakfast yet. I decided I'm going to eat breakfast at the summit. And got some snacks for the way up. Another cup of coffee. That'll be nice. So, I gotta try and get up there. Alright, camp's all packed up. Didn't quite make it before sunset, but my gosh, is it pretty out. It's about 30 degrees right now. Got to 27, 28 last night. It's pretty chilly. So, headed up to the top of the mountain, hang out there, have a cup of coffee, have breakfast. It's gonna be a good time. All right, post-trip analysis of the Paria sleep system. I used the Recharge UL pad, and I used the Thermodown 15-degree quilt. I wrote down some things that I like and dislike about each of them. I'll start with the quilt, things that I like. Well, first of all, the company has fast shipping, so I'm a big fan of that. When you put an order in, waiting 2 weeks, kind of a bummer. But put an order in, and within 3-4 days, I can't remember exactly, the order arrived. So I was happy with that. Price of the quilt, amazing for a beginner budget gear. The quilt is definitely, I'll personally say I think it's worth the price. Quilts are extremely versatile. The 15-degree temperature rating, I would like to push it down a little bit lower than what I got down to, but it kept me nice and warm. At least the quilt did. The straps, the straps at first were a little finicky. The buckles can be a little bit tough to connect and disconnect. When I first got into the quilt on that trip, had a little bit of a hard time. I got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and when I went back in the tent, completely dark, I was able to pretty seamlessly hook the straps back up. The materials definitely grew on me. Very comfortable, but they are a bit heavy, which probably has to make up for a lot of the weight for the quilt, though I'll say very durable. Things that I didn't like about the quilt, weight. It is a heavy quilt. I have different quilts that are lighter materials, higher fill power down, but this is a great budget quilt for people starting out, wondering if they should buy this quilt. I would recommend it to friends. There is a little bit of experience that has to go into using a quilt, using it properly and staying comfortable, but I think this quilt is a solid buy. Going back to the straps, one thing I didn't like about the straps was the short one. I think it would be well worth it to pay the $7 or $8 for an additional set of straps, and I would use 2 of the long ones that actually go completely around the pad. I think that would work out. That would be much more comfortable, easier to use, would prevent drafts when tossing and turning. I initially found out that I preferred to use the long strap down low or near my waist, and then the short strap behind my back. But when I tossed and turned, if I didn't actively try and keep the quilt in its upright position where it's supposed to be, then it could kind of twist with you and open up the back and get some drafts there. All that stuff aside, I really do think this is an amazing quilt, and I will continue to use it in low temperatures, in that 20-degree range and below. Getting below 15, closer to 10 in single digits, I'll probably use a heftier sleeping bag. So now on to the pad. The Paria Recharge UL. I really wanted to like this pad. It's my first mummy shaped pad that I've used. I really should have gone with the rectangular one. I did write down a list of things that I like about it. First of all, price. This thing is $87 US without tax. I am a big fan of that. The R value is okay. As long as you understand its abilities in cold temperatures, 28 degrees, anything below freezing, I definitely noticed cold from the pad instead of the quilt. So I probably will shelf this until warmer temperatures if I do continue to use it. I just have a hard time wanting to use a closed cell foam pad underneath this, because that'll add an extra pound to my sleep system, and I have a warmer sleep pad that's thicker, definitely comfortable, that will insulate me. It's only 3 ounces more, so I have a hard time really wanting to justifying stacking a closed cell foam pad underneath it. I'll say the baffles are comfortable. I was quite skeptical of the horizontal baffles, but it definitely kept my hips from touching the ground. I did sleep comfortably on it. I didn't feel uncomfortable outside of the cold getting through. The pad did not deflate on me at all. I was actually quite surprised. Temperatures dropped from about 40 degrees down to 27, and I expected at least a little bit of deflation just from that temperature drop, but I didn't have to add any air between setting it up and when I actually went to bed a few hours later. So they get a checkpoint for that. Things that I didn't like about it: first of all, it's a mummy shape. It's the first time I've used one, and I just kept finding my feet on the ground throughout the night. I'd wake up. It's not very wide. It's only 20 inches, so I felt a little bit constricted on a mummy shape pad. Found the R value to be okay, but it just didn't work out for me in this experience. When I go on my 3-day 2-night next weekend, I will more than likely I'm just going to use a different pad, one that I know is comfortable, only weighs a tiny bit more, and has better insulation properties. The last thing I have to really ding Paria on with this pad is difficulty getting into the storage bag. As you saw in my recent video, I had a really hard time trying to get this in the storage bag. Even if you don't pack it in your bag in this storage bag, I like to put it in here for putting on my shelf for storage. It's incredibly difficult to get it in here. You're not going to want to do that on the trail if you do prefer to use it. Use the bag for packing, but that's negligible, honestly. Would I recommend this pad? It depends. It depends on the time of year. It costs just under $90 USD, and I would say for certain people I would recommend it. Might go with something different for the weight, for the R value, for the comfort. Alright, so that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with me about the pad or the quilt. If you have any Paria products, let me know if they worked for you when you use them. I'm certainly looking forward to putting more time in on this quilt. I'm glad that I have a 0-degree sleeping bag from them, which I'll probably make a video about in the future. Let me know what you got questions on. Reach out in the comments if you're in the North Carolina area, somewhere around here. We can go on a hike, give you an interview, look at what kind of gear you're using, check out your trails, and then I do have Amazon affiliate links in the description. Let me know what type of content you guys would like to see in the future. I will be posting weekly. I do have a trip planned, which won't come out next weekend, but the weekend after. So like and subscribe, help support this channel. Looking forward to learning more and growing with you guys. Take care.